for taking the time today to sit down and talk with us, your fans that follow you on Campbell's Corral. We have a few questions that we have gotten from your fans. The first one is from Rhonda Boykin, and her question is, when can we expect some new music from you?
It's a good question because we are actually in the studio right now. We recorded 6 new songs with the intention of picking one out of those 6 to be a new single that we're going to release, going to send to radio sometime in August. Hopefully have an ad day in September and have a brand new song on the radio sometime this fall. And then and it's all based on how that song does and chart position. You know, if it gets into the top 20, top 15 or whatever, then that's kind of when we start to thinking about putting out the album. So hopefully sometime early 2013.
Sounds great. And then we have a couple questions from JoJo. JoJo actually provided with some great pictures from one of your shows recently in Ohio.
Yeah, she was there.
Yeah,
right.
She's one of my friends. So she emailed me a few questions. Her first one was, have you ever gotten emotional on stage while singing a song? And if so, which song?
I have to be honest, and I'm not one to cry. And it's not because I don't feel it or anything like that. It's just, you know, even at my daddy's funeral, I didn't cry. I don't know, just certain things. I don't know. I'm not much on
not
crying.
Real emotional.
And it's not that I, like I said, you know, I just hadn't. But the closest I've ever come is just, you know, during Family Man, seeing people sing. And I had a lady the other day. At the end of the song, she brought me her phone. She had typed out a message, and she said that song meant a lot to them. That her sister, I think it was, had donated a kidney to her father, so that her father could dance with her at her wedding for the father-daughter dance, because apparently it was a terminal thing, and so that's what the song was extra special to them. And when I read that was
it touches you.
Close as I'd gotten to crying.
Oh, sure. Okay, so another question from JoJo is, this coming up weekend, you're going to headline a few shows in Colorado, and who is opening for you?
You know, I guess I don't check into it, but I normally don't know who's opening until we get there. I think Gwen Sebastian's on one of them. She may be on both. I think, I don't know. And we've met a couple of times, so I'm excited to see her show. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Great. And so JoJo's last question was, the movie, the Craig Campbell story. What actor would play you?
Currently, he'd have to be a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big Stephen Dorff fan. Who else? Ryan Reynolds. You know, Bradley Cooper.
All right.
All of them,
And then we have another question from a fan on Twitter. The Twitter name is Red Hot and Country. And they want to know when you're going to come back to Australia. They were there at Rock's a Hunter, and they said they didn't get to see quite enough of Craig Campbell.
Well, that is a really good question, too. We're actually talking about coming back for the Tamworth Festival, which is in January. You know, January is
their summer.
Yeah. So the Tamworth Festival, and we'll be there several days, and I'll actually, if all works out, there's a chance that I might get to perform on the awards show, and do several shows that week. So sometime the Tamworth Festival in January.
So follow the Corral page, and we'll let you know when that's happening. Do you have any plans coming up soon and doing another live chat with your fans? You did one a while back.
We don't have any plans, but I would love to. I'm so scatterbrained that I don't think of doing stuff like that. People have to ask, do you want to do a live chat? And then I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So whenever you...
I think you need to do one soon, maybe like around the time your single comes out.
Absolutely.
You can let your fans know and play the single.
That's a great idea, because we're we want this one. The next song is going to be
a big hit.
It's going to be big.
All right. And what moment are you most proud of in your career so far?
Most proud of?
Mm-hmm.
Career-wise would be just signing my deal. You know, I was proud of that. It took a lot of work to get there.
Sure, that's huge.
After the fact, getting Family Man into the top 15, mm-hmm. that was for a new artist.
For a first single.
First song, ballad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, was a pretty big deal for me and my team, and
sure.
and we did a really good job. I was super proud of that.
Great. And then we have a few other questions that Jen Smith with Love and Lyrics helped us out on a few questions, and I know she's interviewed you before, and yeah. Jen has a great site promoting new artists.
Yeah,
so thanks, Jen with Love and Lyrics. Look her up. So you are known as a true family man, and what's your favorite way to spend time with your family when you're not out on the road doing shows?
We're such homebodies, you know. When I come home and I'm at home, my favorite thing to do is just to be at the house. Mindy cooks. Mm-hmm. Me and the girls, we go jump on the trampoline. We get in our little pool or whatever, mm-hmm. you know. And, now it's gotten to where I wrestle with them a lot, and mm-hmm.
it's
they call it the monster. It's when the monster comes out.
Okay.
And I'll chase them around the house.
Uh-huh.
So that usually happens around as soon as they take their bath. Mm-hmm. And whenever they're out of their bath and they've got
mm-hmm.
their pajamas on is when the monster comes out.
Okay.
So now when we say, "All right, girls, it's time to take a bath," they get super excited,
mm-hmm.
because they know
what's going to happen.
The monster's coming out after that. So that's the most fun we have.
Fun. And can you tell us your daughters, like their names or ages, if all the fans don't know?
Presley, she's 4.5.
Okay.
She's a handful, man. Kenny Rose will be 2 on August the 13th, and so yeah, I got a 4 and a 2-year-old. Man,
Busy. 2 weddings.
I know it.
Okay, so what's your favorite thing about today's country music, and your least favorite thing about it?
I love everything about it. You know, we have a diverse group of artists. Mm-hmm. You know, they cover a lot of ground as far as the fans go. I mean, you got some fans that are super traditional that dig my music, and then you got some that not only like country music, but they like pop music. They like rap. They like all kinds of stuff. So there's a certain sound that those fans listen for. So we, as a genre, we cover a broad spectrum. Mm-hmm. And I guess the one thing that I don't like about country music is that there's not enough Craig Campbell music on the radio.
Okay. Well, we got to fix that, right? With this next album?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to have some big hits on the next album.
Yeah.
So if you could change anything you've done in your career so far, what would it be?
You know, I don't think I've changed anything. I used to think I should have moved to Nashville a little sooner, and maybe a couple of years earlier would have been good. But I moved to Nashville when I was 23, which gave me an opportunity to explore some other things before I moved to Nashville. But maybe if I'd have got started a little sooner, started writing songs a lot sooner.
Sure. Well, thanks for taking the time to answer some of your fans' questions, and make sure you all keep track of what we're posting on Campbell's Corral and share it with your friends. They can follow on Twitter or Facebook, and we'll keep you all up to date. And this is Tiffany, one half of the Campbell's Corral team. Kay is in Kansas and couldn't be here with us today to interview Craig. So thank you.
All right.